Bitcoin with Dinny, and it's Dinny here. Today I want to talk to you about investing basics, about bucket allocations, about risk, about currency, and sort of how to get started. So this is just like a 10,000 foot overview. This is the general chat that I'll give people when they come in for consulting. This is sort of where we start. So first of all, guys, remember, nothing you hear is financial advice or legal advice or tax advice. I'm not a tax expert. I am someone who managed to retire myself early, and I'd like to share that knowledge with you guys. Okay, so we've got a lot of new people here. You're really welcome. Make sure you subscribe, comment, like the videos, and become part of the community. So, why would you start in the first place? Investing. The reason we have to invest is simply because when I was a poor person, which was for half of my life, and it came to a head when I lived in a caravan. I had a broken back, I was living in a caravan, I had no money in my bank account, and I started learning about investing. And the first thing that became apparent to me was, okay, wealthy people, they don't have money in the bank. When I was poor, I thought wealthy people had loads of money in the bank, and that's why they were wealthy. When I started learning that the only way to get wealthy is to invest, it meant that you took your money out of the bank and you put it into different vehicles. So, for the last 70 years approximately, the money system, okay, our money system has expanded at about 7% a year. Okay, now what that means is our true inflation rate has been around 7% a year for that time, okay? And this is how much that scarce desirable assets have appreciated. They've appreciated around 7%. Now we use what's called a CPI, okay, a consumer price index, and this is a basket of market goods. And all the governments around the world, they put things into these baskets, and they use it to come up with an inflation figure, and they come up with a figure of around 2%, 3%. But this figure is inaccurate, okay, because you're able to manipulate what's in the basket. If you've got fillet steak in the basket in the 80s, well, you take the fillet steak out and you put mince in the 90s, and you're able to keep the price of meat down. Okay, so you can continually swap things in and out of the basket of decreasing quality, and you can always get your 2% inflation target. However, over the last 2 years now, even with the manipulated basket, we've still seen runaway inflation of 10%. So true inflation is way into the teens, which is an unfortunate thing. So once we're aware of the fact that we can't save money and we've got to invest into assets, this is where we begin, guys, okay? So give it a like if that makes sense, or a comment if it doesn't, and I'll address it. And just ignore the scammers in the comments. Any of the new people here, you'll always see fake Bitcoin with Dinny profiles on all the social medias, on our YouTube, on our Facebook, on our Twitter, and unfortunately on my Instagram. So I'll never message you out of the blue. I can just see them popping up there in the comments. I'll delete them shortly. Just on the way to the gym here now to get a little workout in. Okay, so once you realise why you have to invest, how do you get started is the next question. The key to investing is to spend less than you earn and invest the difference. Okay, this is the key to getting ahead. This is how I retired myself early. Spend less than you earn, invest the difference. Okay, now when it comes to investing, I sort of categorise things, keep it simple, into 3 basic buckets, okay? The first bucket I call my security bucket, and in this bucket is things like your property. If you own your property debt free, that's in your security bucket. It's not something you ever sell because you always need to live somewhere. And it also means you've got cash. You've got really liquid things that are really easy to sell, and the most liquid thing on the planet is euros for us if you live in Ireland, or pounds or dollars, depending on where you live. So in that investment bucket, you're actually accumulating cash. Now, I just spent the first 2 minutes there telling you how cash is trash, and that we can't accumulate it, and we should get rid of it, and we should put it into different vehicles. However, once you reach a certain degree of wealth, you want security, and that's why we build a security bucket. And although I know my security bucket is only trending down in value, it's losing purchasing power every year, it gives me peace of mind, it gives me satisfaction, and it gives me absolute security that no matter what happens to me, I've got my living expenses covered. You know, and some people like to have a month's living expenses, some people like to have 2 months, some people like to have 6 months, some people like to have 2 years worth of cash to support their current lifestyle in their security bucket. Now the caveat is, once you've filled your security bucket to your mandate, whatever you decide it is, you don't put anything else in. And this is where poor people go wrong. This is where I would go wrong, is that I always put money into my security bucket. I just save cash, more cash, more cash, more cash. Okay, so it's done as a structured plan, and we only fill the security bucket to whatever our mandate, whatever we decide is. Okay, the second bucket I call your traditional bucket, and this can be your traditional pension, this can be stocks, this can be government bonds, and this can be property, or, you know, the traditional investing vehicles that we can use. okay? And you can fill that bucket, you know, and you can decide what percentage level you want to put in your security bucket, you want to put in your traditional bucket. And then my third bucket is my digital asset bucket, okay, my digital property bucket. This is the bucket that, obviously, if you follow this channel, that I'm most bullish on. This is the one that I think is the secret to people retiring early. This is what we've helped hundreds of people now build early retirement plans, and millions of people have actually seen my content and hopefully are on their journey of education and taking action to build their early retirement plans in the digital space, because nothing's keeping up with the digital. So that's my third bucket, is the digital bucket. And you decide what you do. Is you do a financial plan. By the way, if you don't have a financial statement, send me an email, okay? Hello at bitcoinwithdinny.com, and I'll send you mine, because I've one that I made up and I give to all my clients, and they fill it in. It gives them an exact picture of their financial health, and spits out numbers on the bottom. So it helps you make decisions of how much you put in your security bucket, how much you put in your traditional bucket, and how much you put into your digital asset bucket. So you're making decisions based on facts, not based on emotions, because that's where a lot of people go wrong, is we invest emotionally. And unfortunately in crypto, you know, guys, all I see is people who lose their money every week, talking to people yesterday on the phone, like, and you know they're just going to lose their money because they're just fully emotional. And it breaks my heart, because I was there. I know what it's like to be poor. I know what it's like to have no money. I know what it's like to have to go to Aldi and buy the cheapest feckin' food that's available in the shop, where you get the most for the cheapest, just because money's such an issue. So that's why I get on and I put this content out. And I put so much free content out. People say, Dinny, why do you give everything away for free? And I'm like, because I've lived that life. I can give it all away for free and I'll still get customers who want me to do it further, who want more help, who need more help, and that's fine. So I want you to fill out a financial statement, understand what your position is, even if it's bad, even if you're carrying loads of debt, okay? It's really good that you understand what your position is, rather than just knowing you have this huge burden on your back, okay? You got to know what your position is, and then you can start to chip away at the debt, okay? Then you understand how you can get out of that situation. So the financial plan is key. Once you have the financial plan written, you're able to decipher what goes into the three buckets, and then it's just about action, baby, okay? It's just about action and time in the market. So where people go wrong is they're trying to time the market. That means I'm not going to buy Bitcoin today, I'm going to wait because the price is going to go down. That's called a market timer. Now, market timers don't get rich. I know a lot of wealthy people and none of them are market timers. I know a lot of people who've traded, none of them are wealthy. A lot of them, well, some of them still live at home with their parents, unfortunately, okay? And they're my age, alright? But people who spend time in the markets, I know a lot of them who are insanely wealthy, okay? And that just means you get your money into the markets, because, remember, we expand the money supply at 7% a year. Most people think that their pension is earning 7% a year, they're getting ahead. They're not getting ahead, unfortunately. Technology is driving down the price of everything, okay? So you're getting more for less with technology, but the money supply is doing the opposite, it's destroying value, okay? And that's why technology masks the fact that inflation is ravaging even people in the Western world, okay? And if you can solve your inflation problem, you can really get ahead, and you can get wealthy, and I believe anyone can do it in a decade. They can go from zero to being retired, because that's what I've done myself, and I didn't have digital assets, I didn't use them. I didn't understand them, I didn't know about them, I wish I did. It would have been a lot easier. Okay, so that's the opportunity that you have today. It's even better than I had. Guys, I hope that made a little bit of sense. 10,000 foot overview on what investing is, why we have to invest. And thanks for being here. Try and share this content out there with as many people as we can, because, you know, I think the macro environment, it's going to get tight as this year goes on. You know, I just chat to people on the ground, and on the ground it doesn't look good. Although when you look around it looks like everyone's spending, everything's good. I think we're going to run into a bit of trouble later this year. So just be careful, make sure you invest, and get started today. Thanks for being here, guys. Hope you have a really good day. I'm just heading to the gym now, and gonna have a good day too. Dinny out.